Hello there, Taurus. Welcome to Diamond Dragon Lady. My name is Ariel, and this is your April 2024 astrology and tarot reading. I hope you guys are doing great out there. It is always wonderful to have your energy with us. I am, like I said, also an astrologer. I will be posting a video link at the end of this that if you're interested in getting a little deeper into the astrology of the month, that will give you even more details, because on this reading we will mostly be focusing on the cards with a little bit of additional information throughout about the astrology. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button on your way in or out. It always helps my channel and I do appreciate it. So Taurus, let's see what we've got for you. We're going to start out with a few oracle decks to just get you some supportive energy and messages. And we're going to start with one key word. What is your month of April summarized as? What is the major force going on for you? All right, diligence. So Taurus, pay attention to the details, pay attention to what's going on day in and day out. If you have a project, a plan, or a journey that you are embarking on or continuing, definitely pay attention to it each day, right? Even if you don't have a lot of time to devote to it each day, just diligent effort, consistently will get you a lot of desired effects for this month of April. Everybody's going to be in a little bit weird energy for this month because we do have a Mercury retrograde starting on the 1st and lasting until the 25th. So don't be surprised, if you've got to kind of go back and check messages, double check things that you say or do or things that other people say or do. Always call ahead, that kind of thing for this month. Let's next get into a numerology card. Let's get a special number and another keyword for you. And we have change. So the number 5 is coming through. So there are changes going on this month, which again, I think is important. It really relates to that diligence. It's like, pay attention to small details. They could add up into big things, right? And as things are changing, growing, taking shape, definitely important to pay attention to the little details. 5 can also, to me, be a number of deepening commitments emotionally or spiritually. The 5 is the Hierophant, the High Priest card in the tarot. It is also one of your power cards. So I do feel like, 5s are important to Taurus in that way in the world of the tarot. So definitely, I would see this change, improvement for the better. And it's just a matter of being diligent and having integrity about those things as they shift and grow. Let's get into some gemstones and crystals. Let's see which are best for Taurus to work with for April. And we have the pipestone, the catlinite, which is a root chakra stone. Very nice for grounding and centering. This helps you connect to your ancestors, passed on loved ones. So that's one you may want to add to your crystal collection and work with this month. And we also, on the bottom of the deck, have the peridot, which is a heart chakra stone. Peridot to me is very powerful, and you usually can only get small pieces of it because it is kind of that semi-precious gemstone. It's very interesting to work with. It really will activate the heart chakra. It's great if you're learning or teaching or sharing information. Or kind of retraining your heart. That's especially helpful if you've gone through any kind of heartaches, loss, grief, etc. It can really, kind of retrain your heart to open up to love again. It's a very, very powerful stone that way. Next, let's get into a spiritual guardian or guide for you. Let's ask which one wants to come help Taurus out the most for April. And we have Bridget, which I love. She's one of my absolute favorites. She is an Irish goddess and saint from very old times. She does encourage the inner strength, move back to wholeness, recognize that you have the power that you need. She is also a guardian of the home, the hearth, the sacred fire of the hearth, And she is also one that blesses waterways, right? Sacred wells, sacred waters. So she's very much someone that blesses both the fire and the water, those very emotional energies, right? So absolutely very strong. To me, it's kind of a blessing and a protection for your hearth and your home, which is super, super nice. Let's get next into your tarot, Taurus. We're going to use 2 different decks. As always, I like to clarify each of the cards to deepen the messages for you. So Spirit, show us what you have for Taurus for April 2024, please. Anything that they need to see for their highest and best good at this time. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Very nice right in the center. I always like to see her show up. Nice earthy energy. And Taurus, you know, there's a lot of movement towards your sign this month too. You know, the sun goes into Taurus on Friday the 19th, which is a really great thing for you guys. The full moon will be on the 23rd with the full moon in Scorpio, and that's, you know, bookending your own sign. Venus will also be moving into your sign at the very end of April. So there's a lot of nice forward momentum building as we come up to your season. And I should say a big happy birthday, early happy birthday to all the Taurus folks that will be having a birthday later this month. So right in the center, guys, the heartbeat of your Celtic cross is the Queen of Pentacles. She is my little Capricorn queen. She's very solid, stable, nurturing, practical. She's good with money, good with business. She knows the value of things very inherently, and I believe so do you because you are a fellow earth sign, but you may be feeling very much like a Queen of Pentacles this month. You may be very focused on work, very focused on saving, could have an extra, you know, focus on resources. She's also one of my favorites because she's got the little bunny rabbits here in the corner. And, you know, rabbits to me, you know, we're right about to celebrate Easter, and, you know, they're very much that symbol of spring, fertility, abundance. Rabbits are also, you know, they hear everything because of those big ears, and they're ready to act very quickly, right? So it's like, this can also say that you're very close to the earth. You're very intuitive, you hear everything around you, you feel all the vibrations, right? And you know how to act accordingly very swiftly when you need to. And the Tower, woo! Now Mars is the ruler of the Tower, so there may be some big changes that you have to act accordingly with, because here we got that card of change. And, you know, Mars energy with, you know, rules the Tower. So it is motion. It's movement. There's something that's going to occur this month, Taurus, that will change what you're doing or change the direction you're going in. And again, you know, Queen of Pentacles, we have that diligence card, and I do see her as a very diligent, you know, personality. So if you feel like you're a little overwhelmed by it, you may be joining forces with a fellow earth sign or a Capricorn, someone that can kind of help you, you know, navigate along the way. But to me, the Tower is not a negative nor a positive energy. It is simply energy that moves us forward. Sometimes, of course, because it is that, you know, readjusting a foundation, this could be a change that kind of says it's time to get rid of anything that's outlived its purpose in your life. And Capricorn is very much that way too. You may be taking that approach of like, if I don't need, you know, this in my life or that in my life or that person in my life, etc., you may be saying it's time to change this. It's time to, you know, knock down that old foundation and you know, restart from something very solid. Going into the immediate past, we do have the Knight of Pentacles as well. So there is, you know, there's some earthy energy here at play in your reading. This is definitely that vibration of preparing for something, getting ready for something, organizing your resources, organizing yourself. Slow but steady wins the race. You know, leading up to this month, you may have been very methodical about how you were going to approach something. And these changes and this Tower might come in and you're feeling like, wow, all of a sudden I've really got to move maybe a lot quicker than I anticipated or even wanted to. So just be ready, Taurus. I know Taurus doesn't like to move fast. They don't like to be rushed. But you may need to be ready to react and act quickly about something, quickly and diligently about something. And because it's around, the pentacles, it makes me think it's about money, resources, something that you've got to adjust with very quickly. Knight of Pentacles, right? It's clarified by the Fool card. So that really just kind of tells me, like, you could have everything all planned out and you feel like, yep, I'm organized, I'm taking it one day at a time. And then that Fool card is like, nope, Taurus, you got to take the leap of faith. You got to be willing to move quickly on something. And it's like, oop, you've just got to go, right? You've just got to go. And it could be something kind of unpredictable because the Fool card is Aquarius energy. Tower card is the Mars energy. It may be something that really was rather unexpected, just like a flash of lightning. It's like, boom, it came into my life. Didn't necessarily expect it, but you're prepared for it. Like, you have the strength, you have what it takes. But it's really just saying, don't second guess yourself. Trust in your own ability. You do have the power. You do have the resources of inner strength to handle whatever changes are coming your way. Going into the immediate future, though, I do think these changes are positive because we have the Nine of Cups coming in. This is wish fulfillment, moving closer and closer towards, the dreams that you've been really working towards. So I think that it's actually a good thing if something kind of makes you act a little faster than you had originally hoped to do. And the Magician, again, it's like whatever you put your mind to, Taurus, you really do have what it takes. Mars this month is in the sign of Pisces. So it's kind of like if you can dream it, if you can imagine it and then enact it, it's going to be very powerful. So, this is all about that Mercury energy. Put your mind to it, Taurus. Think about what it is you want to do. Write down your list, make your pros and cons, and get going on it. On the bottom, on the subconscious energy, what's going on in your heart of hearts is the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like, you're very focused on abundance. You're very focused on, money and making a good business for yourself, making a good name for yourself. I feel like your efforts are being rewarded with this. And maybe you're feeling that a little bit deeper now this month, is that you're kind of saying, yeah, I've worked really hard on this and I'm starting to really see the benefit. I'm starting to see, the blessings. I'm starting to see this garden grow that I've been working on for so long. There's a lot of Virgo, a lot of Capricorn in this reading. So I feel like there's a lot of support of Earth, and there's the Wheel of Fortune. And it's like the Wheel of Fortune is very positive. It opens up the doors. And Jupiter, of course, rules this card. Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus through this month, of course. And so I do feel like Taurus, this is, we're coming into the last 2 months here of Jupiter and Taurus, April and May, or it's the last 2 months it's going to be in your sign. And so I do feel like as we get closer to the end of it, you feel more and more the culmination, more and more of the blessing and more of the manifestation of Jupiter being in Taurus. So even though it's very positive, I will also say the Wheel of Fortune can be challenging sometimes simply because it does expand us. It grows us. It makes us go further, takes us more out of our comfort zone than we would have originally gone. And that's what I actually feel with this reading, is that these changes, right? The Tower, the Fool, the Leap of Faith, all of this is moving you towards something that may not feel the greatest. But once you just go with it and say, yep, I'm going to move with it, I'm going to, just let it take me where it's meant to, you start to feel really great. It starts to make a lot of sense. Even by the end of the month, you're like, oh, okay, sure, this is good. On the top, crowning the spread message from Spirit, we have the Two of Swords, Libra energy. So this can be decisions. This can be Spirit really telling you, do not procrastinate, do not put off making choices that you need to do. This is kind of like that rip the Band-Aid off and just get it done, get it over with. Especially if it's something you've been, mulling over for a while. I will point out that when Mercury is retrograde, as it is for most of this month, this is a fabulous time to tie up loose ends, close out old energies, complete old projects that you just never got around to completing. It's also very good for doing your taxes because you don't have to be quite as perfect. Because everybody's a little bit mentally fuzzy during a Mercury retrograde. And Eight of Pentacles is coming up. So yes, I would say if you're like considering like, should I take that job? Should I make that move? Should I go for that relationship? Should I go for that promotion? Is this like telling you yes, especially if you've been working hard at this for a while. If you have been really putting in the hours, putting in the effort, it's definitely time to move forward. It's a really nice reading. It's got a lot of positives. I feel like, I wouldn't even call it risk taking. I would just say that this is about, moving forward a little faster than you may be used to, Taurus. But it really pays off when you do. Like when you really take those cues from spirit that are saying it's time to jump now, it's time to go now, it's time to change this now. And if you actually follow through on it, it may not feel the greatest, or it may make you feel a little nervous or vulnerable at first, but then as time goes by, you're like, that worked out actually really well. I'm glad I listened to spirit, listened to my intuition, and just, took the leap of faith. Let's get some extra advice on this reading for you guys. We have the King of Cups here. Yes, very nice. And there's our Hierophant. We talked about that with the number 5 with the change card. And there he popped out. So we got the Moon and we've got the 3 of Swords. So Taurus. Oh, let's see. We're going to clarify all these to see what's coming up around those. All right. So we've got the King of Cups in the suggested approach. So this is about devotion, being emotionally mature, balanced and stable, intuitive, compassionate. Listen to your intuition, Taurus. It's very important this month. Be willing to have those emotional discussions, right? For my single Taurians, yeah, you may be letting a new love into your life. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, very, very strong here with the water signs. Definitely a card of love offers being received. So, very romantic energy, but it's also very emotionally stable and mature. Going into the what you need to know, we do have the Hierophant. That is your own energy. It is the Taurus power card. So spiritual wisdom is really being encouraged. This is absolutely about putting what you believe into practice, putting your integrity into practice. So yeah, it also could be people coming to you for advice. Often it is, the Hierophant's pictured, with the acolytes coming to him for his teachings or wisdom. So you might be, called upon to impart some of your own wisdom to others. And we have the Emperor. So in some way, Taurus, you're getting called on to be a spiritual leader. Or someone that helps to teach others or train others. Yeah, it's time to step up into a stronger position of leadership and strength. If you've been kind of sitting, in more of the background, I think you're being asked to come more to the forefront. Very, very strongly. Going into the hopes and fears, we do have the Moon, and the Moon is that Pisces energy, right? And Mars energy is in Pisces this month. So I think that your big hopes and fears right now, or you're concerned about the things that you can't anticipate. You may be saying, well, I can't see the big picture right now, or I can't see the full picture because the Moon only shows us so much of itself at a time, right? And some of this stuff, that's happening this month is very much like you have to take it on faith. You have to listen to your intuition. You have to read the more subtle spiritual cues, as to take your action from. So this Moon is, you're kind of going, well, I can't see the whole picture. It's like, this is really calling on you to trust your intuition, and talk to spirit, and talk to the people that, that have your best interest at heart with that Page of Cups. That's emotional and spiritual communication. That's going to help you out a lot. This 3 of Swords, ooh, so Taurus, something around emotional change could be part of your month because, Three of Swords is very painful. It can be very difficult. You may have to confront something that, just didn't work out the way that you thought it would at the end of the month. Let's see if we can clarify this a little bit. Nine of Cups coming in again. So Nine of Cups twice. I would say there could be, maybe one dream that is dying in order to bring in the bigger, better, newer dream. It's like you might not be able to have everything you wanted, right? So pick the thing that you want more. But it could be a little painful letting go of something that that maybe you really had your heart set on for a while, but now something is changing and you're shifting what it is. You're changing what it is that really matters the most to you. Taurus is such a sign of, of values and value structures and what really matters to you. So there could be a quite unexpected change with, maybe something that used to matter to you a whole lot. You're starting to realize that that's changing. And there may be a little bit of sorrow, or maybe even a lot of sorrow that accompanies that. But it's really, with the 2 Nine of Cups coming up in this reading, to me it's saying, maybe you're letting go of one dream, but you're embracing an even better dream, very, very potentially here. So it's really not like a horrible trade-off. But, I know how it is. When changes happen, it can be a little bit tough. It can be emotional. It can require a little bit of crying it out or letting it go. And that Three of Cups is a definite card of recovery, right? Recovery from old wounds or old struggles. So Taurus, don't be afraid of change. Some things are really shifting in a big way, and you're being called to step up in a position of leadership, or as a mentor or teacher to others. So let's get an affirmation on this. Let's see how this one looks in the summary. And we have temptation and the pitfall. So the desire for excessive gain and accumulation leads to misfortune. The greatest contentment is in knowing when you have enough, and all temptation is banished. Escape from the trap that imprisons you. Refuse to be a victim. Be free. So I would say, ooh, Taurus, that's a powerful message. And like I said, it's like, this is a thing where you're letting go of maybe one thing, and you're reaching out and working towards something that is even more fulfilling over time. But resist that, temptation to try to have all of it or try to have both at the same time, because if you do that, I think you won't be able to maintain either one. There's really a choice here for some of you that's like one or the other, right? On the bottom of the deck, I also have to point out, we had the Ten of Cups and the Hermit. So I feel like this is really saying, here's the completion. You had the Nine of Cups twice, and here's the 10, the completion, right? That ultimate wish fulfillment. And it's really saying, the Hermit saying, what is most healthy for you? Which wish is the most healthy for you? What's the best for you? What's the most truthful to who you truly are? So Taurus, very powerful month. Pay attention to what's going on. Be diligent in your words and actions. And be open for some big changes and some big, positive transformations. I hope you have an amazing April, and I'll be talking to you again soon. Take care.